Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo 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 Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Narayanam Namaskrityam
Narayanam Namaskrityam
Naranjaiva Narottamam
Narottamam
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam
Devim Saraswatim Dasam
Tato Jayamudiraye
Tato Jayamudiraye
Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu
Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya
Nityam Bhagavate
Bhagavate Uttamasloke
Bhagavate Loke
Bhaktin Bhavatir Naistiti
Bhaktin Bhavati Naititi
Krishnaya Vasudevaya
Krishnaya Vasudevaya
Devagi Nandanaya Cha
Devaki Nandanaya
Nandagopa Kumaraya
Nandagopa Kumaraya
Govindaya Namo Namaha.
Govindaya Namo Namaha.
Hare Krishna, welcome all the devotees for the Srimad Bhagavatam discussion. Today we are going to discuss Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 2, text number 13. 2 to 13. The canto name is The Cosmic Manifestation and the chapter name is The God is in the Heart. Okay. Please repeat the sloka behind me. eka-ekaśaḥ ṅgāni dhiyānubhāvayet.
eka-ekaśo ṅgāni dhiyānubhāvayet.
pāda-ādi yāvad dhasitaṁ gadā-bhṛtaḥ.
pāda-ādi yāvat dhasitaṁ
gadā-bhṛtaḥ.
gadā-bhṛtaḥ.
jitam sthānam apohya dhārayet.
jitam sthānam apohya dhārayet.
param śuddhyati dhīr yathā.
param śuddhyati dhīr yathā.
Word by word meaning, please repeat behind me. eka-ekaśaḥ.
eka-ekaśaḥ.
One to one or one after another.
One to one or one after another.
ṅgāni. Limbs. dhiyā. By attention. anubhāvayet. Meditate upon. pāda-ādi. Etc. yāvat. Until. hasitam. Smiling. gadā-bhṛtaḥ. The personality of Godhead. jitam. Gradually controlling the mind. sthānam. Place. apohya. Leaving. dhārayet. Meditate upon. param. Higher and higher. śuddhyati. Purified.
dhīḥ.
Intelligence.
Yathā.
yathā. As much as. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Abhay Charanavananda A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation, please repeat behind me. The process of meditation should begin from the lotus feet of the Lord and progress to His smiling face. The meditation should be concentrated upon the lotus feet, then the calves, then the thighs, and in this way, higher and higher. The more the mind becomes fixed upon the different parts of the limbs,
upon the different parts of the limbs,
one after another,
one after another,
the more
the more
the intelligence becomes purified.
the intelligence becomes purified.
Purport. The process of meditation recommended in the Srimad Bhagavatam is not to fix one's attention on something impersonal or void. The meditation should concentrate on the person of the Supreme Godhead, either in his Virat Rupa, the gigantic universal form, or in his Satchidananda Vigraha, as described in the scriptures. There are authorized descriptions of Vishnu forms and there are authorized representation of deities in the temples. Thus, one can practice meditating upon the deity, concentrating his mind on the lotus feet of the Lord, and gradually rising higher and higher up to his smiling face. According to the Bhagavata school, the Lord's rasa dance is the smiling face of the Lord. Since it is recommended in this verse that one should gradually progress from the lotus feet up to the smiling face, we shall not jump at once to understand the Lord's pastimes in the rasa dance. It is better to practice concentrating our attention by offering flowers and tulsi to the lotus feet of the Lord. In this way, we gradually become purified by the archana process. We dress the Lord, bathe him, etc. And all these transcendental activities help us purify our existence. When we reach the higher standard of purification, if we see the smiling face of the Lord or hear the rasa dance of pastimes of the Lord, then we can release his activities. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, therefore, the rasa dance pastimes are delineated in the 10th canto, chapter 29 to 34. The more one concentrate on the transcendental forms of the Lord, either on the lotus feet, the calves, the thighs, or the chest, the more one becomes purified. In this verse, it is clearly stated, the more the intelligent become purified, which means that the more one becomes detached from sense gratification. Our intelligence is the present conditioned state of life is impure due to being engaged in sense gratification. The result of meditation on the transcendental form of the Lord will be manifested by one's detachment from the sense gratification. Therefore, the ultimate purpose of meditation is the purification of one's intelligence. Those who are too engrossed in sense gratification cannot be allowed to practice in archana or to touch transcendental form of the Radha Krishna or Vishnu deities. For them, it is better to meditate upon the gigantic Virat Rupa of the Lord as recommended in the next verse. The impersonalist and the voidist are therefore recommended to meditate upon the universal form of the Lord, whereas the devotees are recommended to meditate on the deity worship in the temple, because the impersonalist and the voidist are not sufficiently purified in their spiritual activities. Archana is not meant for them. Om Tassa. Om Ajnana-timirandasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Namo Vishnu Pādāya Krishna Prasthāya Putale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharane Nirvishesha Shunyavad Pāshāsha Tesha Tarane Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadādhṛtaḥ Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Today's sloka, Sukadeva Goswami is explaining this chapter. The previous chapter, he was explaining about the Virat Rupa. In this chapter, Sukadeva Goswami is explaining about the super soul, Paramatma, who is sitting in our heart. It's in our chest region. So we discussed that Paramatma is in the form of Vishnu. He is staying in our heart. It's a Kshiradakshai Vishnu. And here, in the previous sloka, we saw how he looked like. It is the 8-inch height, and what is the dress he is wearing, what kind of headdress and earrings, how he looked like. All those things we discussed. So here Sukadeva Goswami is advising to meditate upon the form of the Lord. So the meditate upon the form of the Lord, it is not directly meditating upon the entire form. The meditation should start from the lotus feet of the Lord. First, we need to start from the lotus feet, then it comes to the calves, then come to the thighs, then hip, then chest region, and then see the arms, shoulder, then come to the face. So this is the process we have to see the Lord. For the not purified, we are not that much purified. That's the reason we have to start our seeing the Lord from the lotus feet. So this is the way we can purify our mind. We can fix our mind on the different parts of the limbs of the Lord, so that we can, our concentration become centralized with the Lord only. So it will purify our intelligence also. That's what Srimad Goswami is explaining. So in Bhagavad Gita, we can see that. See, this is the. You can see this picture. Here, there is a. This is the one person is sitting on the chariot. So if you consider this chariot as our body, the soul is a traveler in the chariot. So the chariot is the body, and the soul is the traveler in the body. And we have 5 senses. So these are the 5 senses are the horses. And the rope is the rope is the mind, which is controlling the senses. And the driver, who is the driver, is the intelligence. So the driver is supposed to control the mind so that the senses can be controlled. But in our current scenario, in the current state of mind, the mundane people, what is happening? The senses are getting uncontrolled. Why? Because the senses are driven by mind, not by the intelligence. So if you because the intelligence not controlling the mind, because of that the senses are uncontrolled. It is not controllable. It is going in a different direction. So in order to keep our senses controlled, the intelligence should be strong. So in this sloka, today's sloka, we discussed that how to make that intelligence become purified. Because in the current state of the intelligence is covered, our mind is dominated. So whatever we are thinking, our senses are going into that. So we will think that, okay, our senses, our eyes, nose, our tongue, ears, these are the senses, the 5 senses here. Suppose we are seeing something on the road, something is selling, some fruit or something, there's some preparation, they prepared something, we are seeing that, by seeing that we are feeling that we immediately go and eat. Because there we are losing our intelligence, because it is a street, they are sitting on the road, there is no hygiene there, we should not eat. Those intelligence is not coming in the first time, because our mind is getting agitated, immediately our senses pulling there, and we are going and we are trying to have that. So this is the way our senses are uncontrollably, it is working. But when our mind is controlled by the intelligence, then first in the intelligence will work that, okay, this is the street side, how can we go and eat? Suppose I can say that pani puri. There are so many people, even though the educated people also, they are in the street road. Yeah, they will come by the luxurious car, everything. They will stop the car, and in the roadside, the pani puri wala who is there, without any hygiene, that person is giving the pani puri, they will go and have it, the pani puri. So that pani puri, whether the vessel they are keeping the vessel, whether they cleaned, that person is clean or not, because the same person is not, I think he is using the pan, everything, and they will using his finger, and all, that the same finger is giving the pani puri to the people and putting his hands in the water, and he is giving the water, pani puri water. So it is, if the intelligent person is first he will see through the hygienic way, then okay, it's not suitable for us. There is no hygiene here. I should not eat. Then that place our intelligence is working, that controlling our senses. That mind is controlled by the intelligence. Okay, you should not eat. So our senses are also controlled there. But irrespective of that, but then many people, they won't see all those things. First of all, they see only the pani puri. Okay, by pani puri, the taste is coming under the saliva is segregating. By seeing that the saliva is segregating in mouth, so directly they'll go and they'll have it without thinking of the hygienic way, all those things. So for them, only the mind is controlling the intelligence. Intelligence is covered and mind is controlling the sense. So mind is what mind is doing? Oh, no, don't worry about all those things. Go and have it. It will be very tasty. So our senses are, it is anyway, senses is uncontrolled, then it is we are going and having that pani puri, it is still in the state. So this is the proved example, so that how our mind and the intelligence are working together. We supposed to, the intelligence supposed to control the mind, but some places our intelligence are covered, mind is trying to control the senses. So mind is controlling senses, our senses are going in a different direction. So the same thing, the Arjuna and Bhagavad Gita, in Arjuna and Krishna, they discuss in Bhagavad Gita how the mind is uncontrollable and Krishna is giving the answer to that. So we will see that. In Bhagavad Gita, the 6th chapter, 34th verse, Arjuna is saying, Sanchalam hi manaha Krishna, Ramati balavat dratam, tasyaham nigraham manye, Vayur Yevasu Daskaram. So, Arjuna, what is saying that the mind is restless, turbulent, obstinate, and very strong. Oh, Krishna, to subdue it, I think, is more difficult than controlling the wind. So, he is giving the explanation, he's glorifying the mind, how the mind is 5,000 years back, he is the devotee of the Lord. Lord also accompanied with him, in front of him, Lord also there. But he is a great devotee. But still, Arjuna, he is saying that it is easy to control the wind. The wind, air, we can control the air. But this mind is restless, turbulent, obstinate, and very strong. Krishna, it is very, we can't control that. That's what Arjuna is telling to Krishna. So for him, for Arjuna himself, he was not able to control the mind. Then what we speak about ourselves. Then for that, Krishna giving the answer in the next verse, the 6.35, what Krishna is giving. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Asamsayam Mahobaho Mano Durgiram Salam Abhyasena tu Kaunteya Vairagyena cha Grahyate. So what Krishna is saying that Lord Sri Krishna said, O mighty armed son of Kunti, it is undoubtedly very difficult to curb the restless mind, but it is possible by suitable practice and by detachment. So here, so this Sri Bhagavan, which means it is Lord is speaking, Lord is telling. What he is telling, O mighty armed son of Kunti. So he is talking, he is representing Arjuna, mighty armed. So it is a very strong person. So that's why for a strong person also, the mind cannot be controlled. So for that, to represent that, he's calling him, Krishna is calling him as a mighty armed son of Kundi. It is undoubtedly very difficult to curb the restless mind. So it is very difficult. Krishna himself is saying that controlling the mind is very difficult. But it is possible by suitable practice. So the suitable practice, through the suitable practice, we can subdue the mind. We can control the mind. And by detachment. So we need to practice two things. We need to practice so we need to in the current today's sloga, Gaudiya Goswami is advising, concentrate your mind on the limbs of the body limbs, each and every body parts of the Lord, starting from feet, calves, thighs, hip, chest, shoulders, hands, then come to the face and the smiling face of the Lord. You can concentrate like that. If you concentrate like this, then your mind will be attached, controlled, because you are seeing the Lord. So meditate upon that body of limbs of the body parts of the Lord. So in the similar way, in the current scenario, in this Kali Yuga, so chanting the holy name of the Lord. So chanting the holy name of the Lord, we are unable to concentrate. So what? That the same similar manner, You can concentrate. It is sometimes you can concentrate on the holy name of the Lord, whatever we are telling, or whatever we are reciting. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So whatever the languages it is coming in front of you, you can meditate upon the names, each and every name, Hare Krishna. Those names you can meditate. Okay, in front of me it is coming. I am reading that like that. You can focus your mind there. Otherwise, you can keep a photo of Krishna in any form, in any temple photo. You can keep it open. And there, when the Sukadeva Goswami, what he is saying that the similar way, you can focus. Because it is very difficult to close and think of something, because how the Lord will be meditating on the Lord's body part. It may be something difficult for us, but in front of you, if you have the picture of the Lord, you can see the lotus feet, how the lotus feet of the Lord is, how the tulsi, because if you see the temples, the lotus feet of the Lord, the tulsi will be there, how the tulsi is there. And then slowly you can go to the next level. If you see the three banga rupa of the Krishna, you can see the leg is bent like this. So how the calf muscles of the Lord, or how the dresses, the Lord is wearing a dress, and how is Lord's thighs, how the Lord skips, and the hip, what he wore in the lip, the hip, what is there in the if you see the Krishna, he has the horn of the cow he kept when he was in Vrindavana. So that will be some temple they will keep that also. So we can meditate upon that. And then in the hip, one side it is bent. So this is a second bend. First bend on the leg, second bend on the hip. Then you can flow slowly. You can take it to the navel region of the Lord, stomach region, then the chest region. What are the Kaustuba money? He is wearing all the jewels. How it is look like, and how he is handling the in his hand. What it is there? What is the name? Flute is there. So the flute, how he is handling the flute, and and the next neck, and the third bend is on his neck, and his head is little tilt over there. How he is, so how his hands are there, how his shoulder is there. Then we can go to the face. How smiling face Lord is. It is a made of a open lotus flower. How it is his face. So in this way, we can chant the holy name of the Lord, and we can meditate upon the body part of the Lord. So if you get meditate upon like this, then our mind will be focused. So this will detach our mind from the other thinkings, okay, by seeing this beauty of the Lord. So other external thing, we can avoid the external thinking. So if you are standing, sometimes you can focus on whatever saying, then automatically the mind slowly will drag you from that to other places. So if you focus on the body part of the Lord, then you can focus sometime more than the previous method, meditating the imaginary way. So if you are literally for seeing, then you can focus more. So in this way, we need to practice. So this is the practice. It won't come in a single day. Okay, we can focus on the Lord. Even if we are focusing on the Lord, immediately our mind will go somewhere, because by seeing the Lord's dress, okay, this kind of color, it look nice on me also. So if I wear this color dress, how it will look like. So our mind will go again. There's some other places. The material way it will come again. Then we need to pull back our mind, and we can concentrate on the Lord. So see, this is the way we need to practice, and we can the detachment from the material things. Okay, whatever whatever the jewel, whatever the dress, this enjoyment of the Lord. So I don't want to think about myself. That is detachment. So whatever I have, I will wear. But Lord, how he wear, how he look like, it is very pleasant. So in that way, if you focus on the Lord's form, then you meditate on the mantra, then automatically we'll get a more focus on that. Then our mind and our intelligence will be purified, and our mind also in control, our senses also will be there under the control. So this is one of the way the Sukadeva Goswami is explaining to Parishit Maharaj. So Sukadeva Goswami give the example of meditate upon the Paramatma who is sitting in the heart, and what we discussed, and what in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is telling that what is practically it is how we can control even though it is difficult, But by practice and detachment, it is possible to control our mind. And again, in 6.36, the next verse, what Krishna is saying that asamyatatmano yogo das prapau iti me matihi vasyatmano tu yatata sakyo vaptum upayataha. So, what he is saying, for one whose mind is unbridled, self-realization is difficult work. But he whose mind is controlled and who strives by appropriate means is assured of success. That is my opinion. So Krishna is saying that. So first of all, for everything, so see, we saw the chariot. So if chariot need to be go properly, it should be ride on properly. Our body, our soul is sitting in that body. The body need to be it should work properly. What is the first thing is our senses need to be controlled. So the senses need to be controlled means the senses, how through mind only the senses can be controlled. So the mind needs to be, mind is working as a rope, it needs to be controlled first. So who is the controller? The intelligence is the controller. So we need to apply our intelligence so that mind will be controlled. So once we control our mind, the senses automatically, our senses also will be controlled. So this is the way Krishna is explaining this here. The self-realization is, if you are uncontrolled mind, if your senses are going here and there, because the rope is loosened, then senses will go here and there. So that will become, that is uncontrolled mind. So then that situation, what will happen? So we can't think about the self-realization. Like I said, we'll go into the panipuri, we'll hear something, we want to see something. Like that, all of our senses will pull us here and there. But once you concentrate on the Lord, and we think that, okay, we should not eat all these footsteps. Whatever we offer to the Lord, that only I will eat. That is the intelligence. So if you think that, then our mind and senses, everything will be controlled. Then the chariot, our body, everything will go on the path of self-realization. So today's sloka, we discussed the self-realization path is very difficult because of our intelligence is not purified, our mind is uncontrolled. But through the practice and detachment, as Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita, by practice and detachment, you can control the mind. And Sukadeva Goswami is advising that. So you need to meditate upon the limbs of the Lord, each and body part of the Lord, and we can get purified, and we can focus our intelligence will be purified, and so that we can more focus on the Lord. And also the Srimad Bhagavatam, the 12 cantos, it is parts of the body. So it is the first canto, it is starting from the feet, like that it is going, and the 12th canto is head, like that it is structured. So the Bhagavata school, that's what Prabhupada is explaining. The Bhagavata school, we need to start understanding the Srimad Bhagavatam from the gradual manner. First, we need to, how the lotus festival is, here it is mentioned, first you need to see the lotus feet. The similar way, we need to start from the first canto, second canto, third canto, fourth canto, fifth canto. Like that, you need to come. Because many people, because they are agitated, their mind is covered by this Maya, what they will think? Okay, many people are saying Krishna's Lasa Leela was very, it is properly, it is nicely explained in Bhagavatam. If you go there, then we will get the taste of Rasa Leela. So immediately they will go to the 10th canto, and then they will read that Rasa Leela. So that is sexually agitated people, they will think the mind is not in control, they will go and read it that way. But it is not the way recommended in the Bhagavata school. So you need to read the Srimad Bhagavatam from the first canto, second canto. You need to complete 9th canto before coming to the 10th canto. Then your intelligence is purified. Then if you won't read the 10th canto, then you can release that, and you can understand that only Lord can do this Rasa Leela. I am not the person. But The unintelligent persons, what they will do, if the intelligence are not purified, they will go and read the Rasalila of Lord, then they will think about something about the Lord also, and they will feel, I am doing the Rasalila there. So this is not the recommended one in the Bhagavata school. So we need to purify ourselves before getting into the 10th canto. And a similar way, in order to focus the Lord, focus on the limbs of body part of the Lord, so that we will get, our intelligence will be purified, our mind will be in control. And if the mind is controlled by the intelligence, then automatically our senses also will be under that control. Hare Krishna. Thank you, everyone. Any